Good evening, everyone, and welcome to M Cube once again. And I extend a very warm welcome to each one of you who has been with us and has been extending their support to all of us and has been pillar of strength. People have one or two pillar of strength, but we have many, like all of you, our friends on WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube. We spoke about a very important aspect a few days back on World Environment Day, waste to wonder. Well, a lot of waste does get accumulated in our home of different kinds: vegetables, paper, cartons, plastic, and so on and so forth, clothes, and a lot. But we don't pay too much of an attention to it. And there is a very important waste that gets accumulated here, which we definitely don't pay attention to. And that is what will actually make the wonder happen, not by listening to what our speakers on 5th of June spoke to you all, which was Sangeeta Venkatesh, Shanti Paswan, and Ela Pachari, but whether that is going to impact the waste sitting here to create wonder in and around us. That is when actually waste to wonder would happen. In our last session, we spoke about how that waste can be used to create fertilizer for your plants, how no waste of vegetables that we cook should go into our bin, and how you can make your plants happy. As Ela would say, that the way you would want to enjoy your evening and have a smile on your face, that's the way you would want your plants. And a lot of people I know for sure talk to their plants. Once we understood what the waste is, then came the segregation part, which Sangeeta explained us at how we need to segregate the waste as per what they are and how it can be then utilized and how that has a very important bearing on the environment, on the people who manage waste, the people who come to collect the garbage for us. And she told us about all the things that we should be doing. I will not tell you all that, because if you want to know and remember all of that, you need to watch the first episode or go to our YouTube channel, MQ. And then when that waste got segregated, came the first part of the wonder, where Shanti Paswan, who runs an NGO, Jan Sandesh, and is employing women over there, you can create beautiful things out of that waste. Pens out of newspaper, paper bags, jewelry out of leftover cloths, the katran in Hindi that we call, which is generally thrown away. She's also using eco-friendly rakis and pens, which once used can be, sowed in the soil so that a plant comes out of it. So I'm sure a lot of us can think of these innovative ideas. Ways to wonder, concluding conversation. Now you must be wondering, सब कुछ तो बात कर लिया, तो आज ये क्या बात करने वाले हैं? Well, before I come to that, let me extend a warm welcome to Sangeeta Venkatesh and Binu Dhi, our esteemed guest speaker for the evening. Sangeeta, you all know, you met her last time, you gone through the blog that she shared with us on MCube. You would also be seeing that there are very interesting insights that are coming on the MCube page. That's coming from Binu, talking about how a flower can make a difference to your life, how a vegetable, a different way to look at the nutrients of the vegetable, and a lot more. And if you look at her, you would be wondering how young or old this lady is. Well, let me tell you all, with her permission, she is just 58. But the glow on her skin and the
I'll
beautiful,
correct you here. I'm 59. Will be 60 in February.
wow, so she'll be 60 soon,
Yeah, I'll
right?
be turning 60 now. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, what is the reason behind this? That Binu will tell us. I will not tell you. So today, today there is something that we're going to be talking about, wonders basically. We've spoken about the waste, but perhaps Sangeeta would connect a little bit more about the waste part, build on it to understand that how there's wonders can be created, and then those beautiful wonders which can make you either look like Binu with a glowing skin, for all the beautiful women who are watching us, this beautiful hair, or in general, how can our life be actually wonderful? So, not taking much of the time, over to you, Sangeeta, to take charge.
Thanks, Ekta. It's a pleasure to be here again. And I was really thrilled to hear about the feedback from last time. And it really encouraged me to get back and speak a little more about Waste to Wonder. This time, my track would be a little overlapping so that there is a recap, so that I can connect the dots from the last time to this time, so that there is a connect with everybody. And from Waste to Wonder, we are also going to talk a lot about health, which is so important in the present times. So I'll just have a couple of slides, and after which, of course, I'm going to speak to you directly because I have some things to show you. Can you enable Ekta?
Yes,
It's
please.
okay if you can't.
I've
Okay,
done it. Please
okay.
go ahead.
Okay. Just a second. So this was, I just want to recap last time what I told you is the concept of a landfill. This is where all your stuff, if it is not segregated, it goes to the landfill. And this is in Ghazipur in Delhi. And I also told you last time that because of the landfills, when it collects waste over a lot of time, it is growing into a mountain. And from then the waste is getting all fermented, and then all the toxic leachates are coming out. You can see the leachate there, which is actually going to pollute your soil, water, air. Oh, and also I told you last time about the waste workers and why it is, how it is impacting them. So long story short is this concept of, us not disposing waste properly is come to bite us, both the environment, that is water, soil, and air, and also our health. Okay. So going forward, so while we can talk about Waste to Wonder, how about limiting the waste in the first place, so that you are not left wondering what to do with the waste, right? So like I told you, there will be some overlaps from my last presentation, and it will serve as a revision. But at the same time, as I go across in this talk, I hope the talk doesn't sound too preachy. See, because I'm on a journey of self-discovery myself on how I can be less of a burden to this planet. And I request you all to please join me in this discovery. So habits and lifestyle, especially in the last 2 years, sitting at home or whatever, I hope has made us examine each one of them. For me, it has been, what are the products that I use? How much waste do I produce? And see, with consumerism, you are bombarded with choices and choices. And what do we do? Automatically, it is human nature that we choose what is convenient. But is that the right choice, is the question. That is why we need to shift to something known as conscious consumerism. Now, it's a very vague word, but just to put it very simply, conscious consumer is when your buying practices are driven by a commitment to making a purchase that will have a positive impact on society, whether it is economic or environmental. And it's a very difficult, process, because something attracts you, you are immediately, now shopping is so easy to do, by click of a button. But today we are here to dissect it and start taking some baby steps if we have not already. Hmm? So in the last session, I spoke about plastic pollution. And so about 500 billion plastic bags alone are consumed every day. Now, the nature of plastic is such that it is toxic, non-biodegradable, and landfilling will make sure that this poison will remain forever. And why should you be concerned? So when people burn plastic, because it happens in many cities, when waste accumulates and there is no collection, the next easiest thing is to set it on fire. So what happens is, like I told you, chemicals such as dioxins and furans are released, and these are highly carcinogenic. So please note, it's got dioxins and furans. Do note it down. If you want to learn a little more about it, you can also do a search. And this accumulates in the food chain. And much of your takeaways or food delivered by food aggregators or other stuff, are packed in styrofoam boxes. You know what styrofoam is, right? So this is one of the most common toxins, that is styrene, is one of the most common toxics now found in the environment. And it gets accumulated in our fatty tissues when through the food chain, when you take it in, it gets accumulated in the fatty tissues. And even in breast milk, which is supposed to be the safest food for an infant. So dioxins and furans have been found in breast milk. Now there's another compound known as bisphenol A. When food and drink are stored in plastic bottles or containers, there is every possibility that BPA, as it is called, will leach into your food. And this causes uterine and breast cancer, heart disease, and hypertension. So researchers in Italy have found that these, sometimes when plastics degrade, so-called degrade, they don't go away, but they become very small molecules known as microplastics. And they have been found for the first time in January 2021 in human placenta. Now, what is placenta? That is what gives oxygen and nutrients to the fetus. So the poor fetus is getting, the outcome of our deeds or pollution even before it is formed. So what they found in the placenta was they found a total of 12 fragments of microplastics, which are about 5 to 10 micrometers in about 4 to 5 women. So that is a lot, just a random study. Okay. So that is why when you buy a product, think about the packaging. Okay. When you buy a product, usually the packaging is not all noticed during the purchase. Okay, we are thinking about what is inside. And you get the product, and the minute you put it in the dustbin. So our products, especially things like chips packets, the one which is, it's shiny inside, outside it's colorful. They are known as multi-layered packaging. And they are nearly impossible to recycle. And if at all, it has been used in the cement industry, but how much, usually it goes into landfills again, or it is flying in the air. So I would suggest with, especially if there are parents watching, do this activity with your children. And products and the stuff that you use, is the container recyclable or reusable? What is the product inside? Is it safe? Is it organic? Can you identify the ingredients? Or the environment?
You are breaking up.
In that, I have got a class. Can you hear me?
Yeah, your network is a little erratic. We missed.
Okay, just a minute. Let me just see the. Can I just change the network? Just give me a half a.
Sure, please. So while Sangeeta is changing over to the network, a very important thing that has come up in front, that all these packaging materials in which our food items are packed is actually creating a havoc in our life.
Oh God.
If we're talking about cancer, which is the most dreaded word for a lot of us, and when we know that 1 in every 4 people, perhaps the statistics are a little old, but every 1 in 4 person is getting impacted by cancer. So it's perhaps high time that we thought
Yeah.
about these things, that do we really need to look at packaged food? Is there an alternate? Maybe the companies may not think about it because that's their business. But as people who are conscious about it, do we have a solution? Can we do something about it? All those plastics in which our vegetables come, we continue to do so. And at least in Delhi NCR, I know for sure that those, chemically filled plastic bags are still used to put vegetables in. It's a question that we need to think about. And like I said, the wonder can only happen here because the waste lies here. Back to you, Sangeeta.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay. I hope it's stable. Okay, because I changed my position in another room. So, okay, so we are still in the kitchen right now, okay? So we will go room by room. So in the kitchen, you can do this audit with your children, like I said. Another thing you can do to reduce your waste, as last time I told you, is use rags, old towels instead of paper towels. Please do that. Because again, paper towels these days from urban area is constituting to be quite a large amount of waste to be treated. Now, you can also, make bags out of old bed sheets or t-shirts, and that you can go for, grocery and vegetables. And this is another activity that you can do with your children. See, for instance, look at these, if you can make these from pillow covers or something, make your kids paint on it. There's some bhindi on this. Okay, there is carrot here. So you can actually categorize and also store it well in your, this is beans, and so on and so forth. That's going to keep them creative as well as busy, and something useful that they're doing for the house. This is brinjal, and so on and so forth. And storing it in your fridge also becomes so much more easy. Okay, and what else that you can do is even whatever the plastic bags also that you get, before mindlessly throwing it away, just keep it, in a box or something so that you can reuse it. Sometimes you need something which is waterproof. So I'm not saying that plastic is all bad, sometimes just limit it. So you can use it for something which, is you need to do. Suppose you want something waterproof. Personally, over the last about 20 years, what I've started doing is to keep steel dabbas for my grains and stuff. So when I go out to shop, it's all there, you have to take out the car, right? So I keep it in the back, the dicky, and I go to my regular guy where the wholesale shop, and he weighs the dal or rice or whatever chilies, red chilies, whatever it is that you want in those box, and I just place it in. Okay, and so that way, suppose I run short, only then do I actually take it in a bag. So that way I would have reduced my packaging so much more. Then suppose you are buying something, you get something in a glass bottle or whatever, or even a plastic bottle. So if you can see this, even a small cosmetic thing, before chucking it out, what you must do is just wash it, dry it, and then if you want it, you can reuse it. If you don't want it, then only you send it for the recycling. Similarly, make some choices. Like if you're buying milk, if your milk vendor, for instance, is giving you milk in a glass bottle, so then you just have to keep the old bottle out and get it. But there may be people who get in plastic sachets. In that case, before chucking it, wash it, dry it, and then throw it. Because just by doing that one little step, you are going to increase the recyclability, the ease of recycling. Okay, and because the minute if you throw it just like that, that milk is going to be there, it's going to smell, it's going to have fungus growing and all other things, and it just becomes so difficult. Can you imagine recycler work is, washing it every time, sending it for things? It's so difficult. Just if you can do it at source, it becomes so much easier, and so there you are helping in this process of recycling. Okay, and then for your health itself, I'm telling you, like I told you about the plastics leaching, avoid microwaving in plastic or storing cooked food in plastic containers. If you have it, use it for something else, I would suggest don't use it for food. So use something which is inert, okay, something like ceramic or steel, stainless steel, copper, and you can, you even for water bottles, use stainless steel or glass, depending on your budget, and one hell of a lot. You have no idea about it. And the new thing, which came about, this is cling film, right? Lately when I was working and packing my food, I would see people getting their food wrapped up in this saran wrap. At that time, it was known as saran wrap or cling film. So this can hardly be reused or recycled, and it will jam the machinery when you send it for recycling. So I would suggest, if you can note down, check out a video called Plastic 101 by Nat Geo, that is National Geographic, and you will see how plastic is made, and you will never ever use it again. So there are alternatives. For instance, beeswax wrap, it can be reused, and then even when you're really done with it, it can be thrown for composting. So in all this, I'm also learning, okay? And I'm not perfect. It's a journey. So don't worry if you're not perfect. If we do things, zero waste a little imperfectly, it's more than enough. We are all on this journey. So if we can all do something, I think the earth would have gained something.
Absolutely.
Secondly, yeah. So we don't have to be really perfect. That's what I wanted to say. So there is another thing which, we get misled by certain advertisements, for especially, or just by the terminology. For instance, you call a paper cup a paper cup. Now, is it really a paper cup? And now we're using it so much in, gatherings and weddings and all that. But between the paper layers, these cups contain polyurethane plastic. So it's a no-brainer that that will not go into composting, nor can it be recycled. Okay. So, and rendering it even more useless than even a plastic cup. So be aware, of these little issues. It's very, very misleading. And of course, we are still in the kitchen, and we're going to talk about your vegetable waste. Ela talked about how fruits and fruits can be used as a fertilizer. Fruit waste, peels can be used as a fertilizer. And maybe later, Ekta, when this whole thing goes up on YouTube, you could share how to make bioenzyme from my previous videos. People can look at it and how to effectively use lemon peels, citrus peels, fruit peels into bioenzymes. And you'll learn a little more about it also, why it's so versatile. Okay. Okay, now you finished the kitchen. Let's go to the bathroom. Okay. I haven't brought my toothbrushes. I just realized that's missing. But I use what is known as a bamboo toothbrush, and I made all the members of my family also to use. So suppose, yes, at one time, even I was using a plastic toothbrush. So the very first plastic toothbrush that I used will somewhere still be on earth, okay? While this bamboo toothbrush, now bamboo is a very versatile plant, and it just, grows so fast, and it is giving a lot of employment also for people, especially in the Northeast. So this bamboo toothbrush, when you're done with it, all you have to do is clip the bristles and put it for composting. And there you're done. Okay. So, so I would really, really urge you all to please don't buy a plastic toothbrush after this. Use a bamboo toothbrush. It's a small thing, but it will make a difference. Then a tongue cleaner, for instance, again, instead of a plastic, use a metal tongue cleaner. Or even bamboo tongue cleaners are now available, okay? But a metal tongue will go on forever. You know, once you buy, it's going to last you for years. So that's something in your bathroom, okay? And yeah, then if you talk about cut packaging in shampoos is to use shampoo bars. And these shampoo bars are usually made by small home entrepreneurs, cottage industries. You're going to not only get rid of your chemicals there. So just look at the ingredients of your thing. You know, it should be first of all phthalate free, paraben free, and all that. I'll come to that. But we are just talking about the packaging right now. You know, source it. You know, you spend a little time. Google. If you know a friend who makes that is shampoo bars, go for it. I usually source it from a friend. She's there on Facebook called Ameya. No, soaps. Indie, if you're happening to look at it, I'm giving you publicity. Okay. And she is, I mean, the thing is really good.
I'm sure
But
Sangeeta,
if you really want,
on that space, once you conclude, Binu is going to throw a lot of light on that aspect also.
yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. So that's what I'm not going to go. This is really on the packaging part of it. Okay, so we are now done with what do you
Bathroom.
say? The bathroom. Yeah. So where do we move? To the entire house. Okay. So cleaners. Okay. This is my favorite space. I'm a clean fanatic. I really want my house to be clean. But I also want it to be safe. We assume, you know, all our cleaners to be safe because they're supposed to clean, right? But in reality, there is a cocktail of chemicals in the what you find in those bottles. So whether it is your own cleaning or the house cleaning, look out for the label. It should be paraben free, phthalate free. Now, household cleaners, most of them have 10% hydrochloric acid as the active ingredient, along with a chemical known as butyl oleamine. I hope I get that right, huh? And both are extremely toxic. How is that supposed to be safe cleaners? And they give you ads. So it's also misleading. Now, glass cleaners have something known as isopropyl alcohol, and that causes itchy skin, rashes, basically allergies. So why are we bringing toxicity into our homes and assume that we are cleaning it? Now, what about our clothes? Detergents that have, you know, you remember that Sunlight soap which used to use, you know, long back. That never used to give so much of lather, if you remember. But the blue detergents replace them, right? Saying that it is lathering in Jagwala and all that. And so we were fooled into believing that more the lather, more the cleaning. But it's just not true because the lather is just phosphates. Okay, and then when that is released into the environment, they're going to pollute your groundwater as well as the water bodies. And I think last time I did mention the frothing lakes of Bangalore, if you remember. So another homework, do an assessment on all these products when you're done. First you're going to do about your packaging in the kitchen. The next you're going to do this with the cleaners, okay? And do an assessment on what you're using. And sometimes you will be very surprised. Some of your ailments will be actually because of all these cleaners, which that you're using. So what is the alternative? I love my natural cleaners. For years, I've been now using bioenzymes. They are multi-purpose cleaners made from lemon peels, jaggery, and water. And like I told you, Ekta, I think we should put a link to those videos so that I'll
Certainly.
share it with you. Yeah. So you can go and see how it is made. And so by itself or with Rita and Shikakai, it can take care of most of your home cleaning. Okay. And so you can use vinegar to, for instance, to clean glass, or you can just steep some lemon peels, again, a kitchen waste, into vinegar, that is synthetic vinegar, and keep it for 3 weeks, filter it, and for an added fragrance. And that also can be used for as a glass cleaner. And that is very fast, just 3 weeks.
Wow.
Or you can use 3 cups of Rita, 2 cups of vinegar, some 2 spoons of sea salt, and a little bit of 10 to 15 drops of citronella, the oil, essential oil. And that also makes for a great cleaner. And citronella also keeps pests away. Now, you don't want to kill pests also, because see, if you're minute you're going to use something to kill, it's actually going to affect you also. So that is why you have to use something that's repellent. It's for a reason that it's known as a repellent. It's not a killer. Okay, so you can use this as a insect repellent also. So baking soda, which is found in many kitchens, is also very versatile, from cleaning grease from ovens, unclogging drains. So you don't have to use those harsh chemicals. And cleaning kitchen scrubbers. So quickly, now, for instance, if you can
Sangeeta, we can.
What else do I have? Yeah, I did speak to you about the scrubber.
Sangeeta, your network is going and coming, so
So
we are missing out on a few
can see
points.
it?
No, your camera has freeze.
See, but or this.
No, Sangeeta, we cannot hear you
Just a minute.
properly. Yes.
I apologize again.
No, it's okay. We understand. Technology these days is one thing that can.
Okay, now hopefully it's actually connected to the ground floor one. Okay, so can you see this loofah thing? It is that it's a dried up. I should have researched this. I'll perhaps give you the links for all these later. You can find these natural loofahs, which can actually, after using, don't use the plastic ones. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you don't use a loofah, fine. You don't need it. This also. Then this is the coir scrubber. Because the sponge that you use actually contains a chemical, something known as triclosan, and that is very. So it is antibacterial for sure, but it is actually causing a lot of problems, especially in men. Okay, it is causing decreased sperm count as well as low testosterone levels. So I'm sure, I mean, if you're the men of the house know it, it's going to get out of the house. Okay, and this is a coconut scrub. This for any heavy duty scrubbing, I use this. It's very, very effective. So these 3 things I wanted to show you. And yeah, so I think we covered that. So what I was also saying, that if in this journey, I don't expect you to make all this at home. So I will give you some disclaimer, I have no commercial interest, but I'm just doing this for your ease. For instance, even before my journey started, my husband would never use shampoo. So this is, he would use only this Shikakai and things. So this is from a thing called Native Circle, which I've started using. It's very, very good. It's got, that of course, Binu will also speak about it. But I'm just giving you. So there's another company called Mountain Herbs, where if you can't make it, they also have laundry wash, and they also have dishwashing. And lately during this pandemic, they've also come up with a safe rinse for dishwashers, so that you don't have to buy the chemical ones. Okay, so
Sangeeta, I want to ask you a question.
Hmm.
You know, you've explained us the involvement of chemical, and how you have now moved towards using all these, eco-friendly products, if I can call them, whether it is a toothbrush or it is a loofah or anything else, even for your utensil cleaning, the scrubber that we use.
Yeah.
And as you said that you're also learning and you're also kind of progressing in this journey of using eco-friendly products. How easy was it, or how difficult was it for you to transit from the other thinking to this thinking?
Actually, it was easier than I thought, I would say. It was really easier than I thought. What was, maybe if you have house help, you need to convince them of it. So till you don't convince your house help, because see, it's become very aspirational, that is the limiting thing. Household people, I had no issues at all, because thankfully they blindly follow what I say. And but things like, if you don't keep Harpic at home, for instance, they feel that they've not done their job, because the next door neighbor where she is working or whatever is using that, right? So they think that you're a weirdo. So I've had to sit down and actually explain to them all this. So it has taken a bit of thing, but it's a very good thing, because if they understand, they're going to tell the other people also in their group. And that's how the knowledge will spread, and they will also tell that Madam G or whatever, So you need to be patient only there, because it is very easy for them to fall back into, because especially the lathering part is the issue. So that is the thing which you have to really, I mean, I have actually sat down with videos and all that. I've invested that kind of time, but because it's they need to understand in a layman's, if I'm going to say triclosan and, this glucose or whatever, I mean, it's not going to make sense to them, right? So you need to be patient and kind of make them. So that was the only thing, okay? So there's another reason why you should be shifting is, see, I have always said in my previous talks also, the environment has both the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. And the good bacteria are overrun by the bacteria. Actually, the pathogens are less. I keep telling everybody. It's only when we create that imbalance that the pathogens get the power. So not just the environment, but our bodies. A body has a lot of microflora. So when you think of yourself as an individual, you are not there alone. It is actually your microflora that is making you an individual. How you think, how you behave, how you are actually a puppet in their hands. Skin, the reproductive area, and most importantly, the gut. The gut is the second brain, as I say, but in my opinion, I would call it the first brain. Now, why do I say that? Now, there is a nerve called the vagus nerve. It is one of the biggest nerves which connects your gut and the brain, and it sends signals from both ends, okay? Your gut microflora, microbes, produced a new neurotransmitter, okay? It's so intelligent. Can you imagine life without it? It's called something known as GABA, which is a short form for gamma aminobutyric acid. And what does this GABA do? It helps control your feelings of fear and anxiety. Do you know that? So if you are going under stress, it's not because of you. It is because maybe you're lacking in some microflora. So if your gut flora is messed up because you have fed it with more chemicals or processed food, or you live in a house where you're overusing chemical cleaners and detergents, boy, you're in trouble. Okay, so double whammy. You're polluting the earth as well as messing up your health indirectly or directly.
Absolutely. So, Sangeeta, here I want to bring in Binu. And you've been speaking about the packaging, you've been speaking about the chemical part of it, and very interestingly, you have led the conversation in the right direction. That yeah, our gut, our skin, our body parts, they get impacted by all these chemicals, without we realizing. So I'm going to bring in Binu here to understand from her that she creates these organic products. So, what was the thought behind this, and how that changed in everybody's life from, by rather than buying those bottled creams and tubes, if one looks at these organic products, how does it actually impact our life? The body parts, the skin, of course, is the obvious thing, hair, and, Ela and I were discussing that post COVID, a lot of people, including us, been losing hair, our skin, our health has taken a beating. So obviously that's also a kind of we've eaten so many medicines, and perhaps so much of chemical has gone inside our body. So what do you have to say on this, Bino?
Definitely, chemicals do have a bad impact on our body and skin, hair, everything, even health, So like what you said, what made me go into this, like our mothers, they were married young, still they were looking like they have aged a long way. Like they have aged fast, maybe because the chemicals that time had started coming in, the packages, packing, all those chemicals, dye and everything was coming. And looking that, I thought I will never dye my hair, never color my hair. So I started with all natural things, that initially the first thing, your hair start getting gray. You first work on that, your skin, like your hands and feet, they get old first before your face gets old. You look at your hand, you look at your legs, they start becoming aged before. So these made me realize, like I should work on it and help the people also, like go organic, go for real things, because nature has given us the very basic things. We start from the kitchen itself, kitchen waste we can say. Like first thing in the morning, nowadays we are drinking lemon water to keep ourselves fit and all. Don't throw that lemon, just use it as a mouth, like you boil that water, put the lemon in the water, boil it, and use as a mouth freshener. It can be added little coconut oil with a little baking powder, and it can be used as a mouthwash. So naturally, it is giving you cleansing. You don't have to buy it from the market. You can get it from the waste itself. The second thing is seeds also, lemon seeds also, it helps in reducing the pain. You just crush them, keep the seeds, you crush them and put it on the areas where, like your knees, you start, like any joint pains, you can just put it and it will work wonders on it. Again, the onion peels, you're like nowadays everybody's saying we can help it in hair and everything, that everybody knows, but you'll be surprised, it helps you in sleeping. Dip, boil those onion peels water and soak your feet in that, and it will give you a very good sleep. Insomnia, it recovers your insomnia also, and give you relaxing moment. It takes away all your pain, your stress in your legs, even hands, legs, whatever. And again, the skin, you were saying that COVID was giving you a bad skin, legs and hands were discoloring. It helps in recovering that also. And there are so many, like even then you go to birds, potato. These are very common things which is used, common thing. The potato peels, you can just grind it and use it for your hair pack. You can use it on your face. You can use it on any part of your body. The skin will start glowing. So it has got absolutely natural agents, like God has given us natural agents. We can just make them use it, and you don't have to mix also anything. You just have to grind it and apply it. The fresh, you just keep it in the fridge. If you don't have time, you can store it in refrigerator. And whenever you get time, you can just crush it. Like same way, cucumber also under an eye, the peel of the cucumber peels, you can use it in the under eye areas or any dark part of what, for the relaxation, you can do that. And even papayas, any fruit which is ripening, banana, peels, it is wonderful thing, you know, it's work magic on your hair, works magically on your skin. So you can use them. Even the papaya seeds, if dried and grinded into powder and consumed in any form, you can have you can sprinkle just like salt and pepper on your salads or anything. It will help your stomach. Like a lot of problems gets resolved with that. So there are a lot of things we can learn from nature. Instead of throwing it into the dustbin, we can inquire about it, or we can learn about it, and and you can obviously come to me. I know a lot of things, so you can message me, or you can call me, and then I can guide you. You can use this thing as such. So everything has some or the other meaning and can be reused. And instead of going for chemical use, you know, like everything can be reused. Instead of throwing it first use it. Raw milk again is again a raw milk from the packet. The packet जो आप धो के फेंकते हो पानी उसका पहले आप निकाल लो. You can use it on yourself instead of throwing it also. Like Ela says, you know, you can give it to plants. I said you give it to yourself also. You can put it on your hair. Hair also it will. हम लोग शिव जी को नहलाते हैं दूध के पानी से, तो हम अपने आप को भी नहला सकते हैं. So that packet can help you clean that thing also. Curd also, the leftover, the kurchans, you know, it can be used as a moisturizer for your skin. So use that thing. It's very, like throwing it and getting it waste. Use it to reuse it first, and then you throw it. I think every fruit, every vegetable, everything has some or the other properties which can be used either for fertilizers or for your skin, or like Sangeeta is saying, for so many uses, reuses. So even like lemon is used for cleansing floor also. So that is there. Even salt is like you said, you know, salt is again another thing that mosquitoes doesn't come. You can sprinkle that. Tea leaves. Don't, before when you drink a tea, don't throw the tea leaves, you know, you hold it, you can keep it in the fridge, or you can store it in a glass bottle in the fridge, and use it as an ice pack on your thing. You can use it when you're making a mehndi for your hair. It helps you that way. It works as a conditioner also. Just boil the water and use as a conditioner for your hair. So it has a lot of things, you know, like everything you are consuming can be used on your skin. Anything which you consume, if it is consumed by you, it can be consumed by your body also.
Wow.
So that is so we
It's
can go
amazing that, you know, you haven't used a hair color, and
Yeah.
we already shared your age, and, you know, your skin is also glowing. So I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Sangeeta Binu, that, you know,
Hanji.
and I'll perhaps rephrase that question of mine to you. Uh, Clearly, it's understood from what Sangeeta shared with us and what you just now shared, that we have to say no to things which have chemical in it for
Mm.
for the benefit of the earth and for the benefit of our own body also, right? A lot of people know about these, you know, desi nuskas, right? But there is a mental block कि ये हमें नहीं करना, you know, as basic as just putting you know, just use haldi, honey, and chandan powder and put it on your face. You know, typically in any marriage ceremony, before the bride is going to get ready, these are the things, natural things that are used, but then it just starts there and it ends there, right? So what is that mental block that is stopping people to actually resort to those household things? So, you know, if you could throw some light on this.
Yeah, actually, life is moving too fast now. Like it's a technology world, and life is moving too fast. People think they have to do too many things at one time, or they are blocking their own views. So instead of doing themselves these things, they want to rush to the easy approach, you know, where you get it. And I'm helping them out by making them these things. I'm making things from leaves and flowers, which can help them resolve at least. I'm using those leaves and flowers, which is again can be used again as a fertilizers, or can be used. So I'm not using any chemical or preservatives in my products also. They can go for organic products, where they can easily buy it, and if they don't have time. And these are very small little tips which they can follow it. If they can, like if they're drinking lemon, they can keep it aside. They can refridge it and use it later on as a mouthwash. They can make a mouthwash out of it. So similar things, there are a lot of many things, but still, if there are a lot of companies coming up with organic products, exactly, they can buy from there and they can use it because the time constraint is there. Like they have got, they want their child to go for tuitions also. They want to take the child to tuition. They want the child to do this activity also, that activities also. Then there are a lot of, and like a household also, they want to do it fast. Well, life is shifting, like a jet. They just want to fly too high at the moment, and maybe there are a lot of doors are open for occupation also, for learning also. So everybody is trying to learn, and they're confused. They're not focused right now. They're getting confused, in fact. So they have to be focused where they can go steady and learn few things. They can make it as a habit. When once you make it as a habit, then the habits don't die fast. It becomes in your nature. You can, when your child will see you doing that thing, the child will the future generation will follow those things. So naturally, slowly and steadily, they will not go towards chemical things or the things which has got a lot of preservatives, chemical things. They will not go there and start doing it from their own kitchen. And I'm seeing a lot of kids are doing it also. Like they keep seeing it on YouTube, I think so, and keep following that. So that it gives them interest, and cultivate, let them help. Parents can, as parents, you can also help them, you can also guide them. And these are small little tips we can always share. So on and off, we can tell them this thing is for this their purpose, but don't apply it blindly. First, always test. Even maybe some fruit may not suit you, some citric fruit may not suit your skin, maybe your throat also, even if you drink, it might not suit you. So always have a test before it. Don't use it directly. Always have some test on your skin, a part of it, a very gentle thing. It's just near the ear thing. It's very gentle. It's just like your face skin. So you can just, under the lobe of your ear, you can just test a little bit of it. So a lot of things doesn't suit. Even some people, haldi doesn't suit some people. So you always test and then do it. But only the thing is, patience is required, and then the guidance is required, and be focused on things, and that is more important. So slowly, I think so, generations are going towards it. They are realizing what effect it has, and things will improve. We'll definitely go for it.
Wonderful. So, clearly, I think from Sangeeta and Binu, we understand that, um, in fact, actually not understand. I would say that the statement that I made, that the wonder actually has to happen here because the waste actually lies here, definitely has got validated by what Binu and Sangeeta have shared with us. So, this question is common to both Sangeeta and Binu. My question is, the first part is to Binu and the second part to Sangeeta. Organic products are coming into the market, right? Now, are they truly organic? How do we know that? So that's my question to Binu. And because these organic products are also coming in some or the other form of packaging, so how do we become conscious about using an organic product, not getting exposed to the hidden chemicals in it in the form of the ingredient or the packaging? So if both of you could, share some light on this, it will help us to understand better. So Binu.
Yeah, organic products are procured from absolutely natural things, and it's not sustainable in the market. You have to get personally in touch with them. There are few products which are in dry form that can be preserved in papers or something like that. Even in the cloth, they can be preserved. So and the bottling can be used as glass, which can be recycled later on. Or maybe even the jute bottles can be do, even the coconut, the leftover from the coconut, it can be used as a packaging, in a form of packaging. So you have to be in touch with somebody who is in organic things, because organic products cannot sustain in market because they don't have preservatives and chemicals. So only dry things, maybe in a powder form, it can be in the market, or maybe the oil which are they taking out from the leaves and flowers or any other seeds or something, they can be preserved. And all oils, again, they are not, they cannot sustain without chemicals and preservative except one or two. So you have to be conscious while buying them, from where you're buying it, from which person you're buying it, and how you're buying it, and in which packaging you are buying it. So it all matters.
Absolutely wonderful. Sangeeta.
Yeah, so I think Binu has spoken about the quality control and all that, but I think for any kind of thing which you put on your face or is for personal use, I think there are regulatory norms, and if it is going on a big scale, so I think it goes through the regulatory body. So in that way, I mean, of course, it, you know, so have all the chemical ones, so it doesn't say much, but you know, I have done some research. For instance, even lipsticks, you know, like look at this small ones. It's a Ayurvedic thing. So they have mini lipsticks, for instance, you know, and so which means whichever color that I want, only then if I, from the whole repertoire, there were nearly about 20. So I'm very happy. I've got so many 20 colors and I don't have to buy 20 lipsticks, you know, and it's the shelf life is low, like Binu said. Okay. So I'm happy that one thing. And also, you see, hacks, you know, which you apply is, you don't need an eyeshadow or even a lipstick. I use it as an eyeshadow blush, done. I don't have to buy a separate product or, you know, wonder about what is inside there or, you know, worry about the packaging so much. So that is one thing. And regarding these cosmetics, again, if you have to dispose of packaging, simple. It's just that you need to wash it and think it will go into the recycling stream. So that is
True, very true. That is so true. That is so true. And
Hi, Dhruti here.
yeah, hi,
I
Dhruti.
would like to add on this part of organic, how to know. See, way back in when I was doing my research in 2000, when this was not known, and there was doing some work on pesticide residues in food. Here, as I would agree with both Sangeeta and also, there's a lot of all these chemicals that comes to the food chain. And even early then, there was a lot of research saying that how breast milk also has the pesticides. And also how over a period of time farming, how we have done. So organic also, you cannot know it is truly organic. That is a very, very catch-22 situation now. Yeah. So there are two things to it here also. So see, if you are going to a reputed manufacturer, like for example, a big brand, if you see there will be label out there that how much is organic and how much is not organic, because out there they have a brand or a name that they will lose if they're not doing it. So there are certified, as Sangeeta was saying, the certified agencies who do that. You're right. Many a times, even a vegetable, you may buy paying a bomb for it, but they may not be organic for all. So sometimes a regular vegetable is what you should buy, and what you should be careful is how you take it. Like these are the very simple ways. Like when you're taking a carrot, yeah, which is below the ground, even if it is not organic, you can peel it, put it in salt water, and that you can have it. Rather than having an organic, you paid for it, but you do not know what you are getting. Yeah. And there are very simple, homely measures that you can take to see that the pesticides do not come into your food chain. Like let me just say about food also. Take for example, Licious says something saying that it is antibiotic free chicken, or it is grown in this way. But they will have things in place because there will be a way where things can be inspected, and given a choice, they can be penalized and forget the reputation loss. However, that is about food. However, when you come to cosmetics, even there are many brands. I was also, Sangeeta was telling about Amaya, which I use right now. If the cosmetic brands also saying initially there are some which what do you say, label, and there are certain who do not. So please be careful. Either like Binu was saying, if it is a source that you would know, and just don't go, because they're organic, they're cheaper, because everything comes with a cost. As we know, when it is organic, obviously the productivity is comparatively lesser. So no one is going to, give that thing for a cheaper price. So this is still, as we say, it is always a word of trust out there. But when you are going to vendors who are not that very known, then there is always a catch-22 situation out there. You may pay for it, pay a bump, and because many a places without knowing also is a hype that we are having organic, we are having this. So please be careful. If I am answered the question based
I'm
on my
interrupting
understanding.
you for a second. I'm interrupting you for a second. Like always go for any organic product you want to take it. You go to a right person where the organic person is procuring you something, it should be customized by that person. That is more important because always an organic person, whichever thing product will the person will give you, it will be customized according to you, according to your skin type, according to your health wise, whatever So always go for that person. You should not just go blindly, just go to a right person, go to a right door. Like when the right door is open, you get that satisfaction. So it's not a costing price or something, it is for the satisfaction and the right results. So it's better to go to a right person. That person will customize your thing accordingly. Organic person will always customize your thing, and
No,
they
I
know
will
your
have a disconnect out there also. Sometimes the organic person doesn't know that it is organic. That is the thing out there, because organic is lesser. It is a full gamut of things. Sometimes they do not know. They just get into the business because it is either they want to do things that are good, or they want to serve, but they do not know what is the agricultural practices that has gone into it. Yeah, coming from agricultural university, this is my understanding. Many are, you do not know what has gone into it. You can
right.
sell an ingredient, saying that it is organic, but really it may not be organic.
No,
Right.
the
There
costing
are a
is
lot of people.
also, if I can just think, Ekta, the costing also is the more you kind of give encouragement to a home entrepreneur who's
Yeah.
using the right products, who knows the source, the more volume the person gets, the costing will become less. So it becomes more reachable to the normal person so that hence the awareness has to come into the local populace.
Absolutely. And I think, each of your points, whether Dhruti, Vinu, Sangeeta, all of you are in some way conveying the same thing that, we have to be very conscious of what we use. That consciousness is not always about being cost conscious. It is also about customizing,
Yeah.
whether the person is able to customize something for you and is understanding what it is. What is the kind of research that person is doing? Talking about what Dhruti is saying, obviously, the vegetables that we buy, we don't know what kind of water is served over there, right? And what chemicals are used, what pesticides are used, and what all stuff is going over there. So I think those things are very important. So people should not follow a fad, is what I get from Dhruti. That oh, it's organic, so
Yeah.
I pay a bomb, but I don't get anything out of it. And Binu is trying to say that look, when you are looking at an organic product, there has to be an element of customization. There is a problem that needs to be addressed by the solution that somebody, not that oh, I went and bought those beautiful organic cherry tomatoes and they looked very red, so I had them and it didn't make any difference to my whatever it impacts your body, or those bell peppers, or for that matter, a lot of food items. There was, I remember going to Big Bazaar and seeing maximum rush at the organic food counter as compared to the regular dal and the flour that people were buying. So that is why I say I think it is important to have a change in the mindset, not follow a fad, and awareness from people like Sangeeta, Binu, Dhruti, and Shanti ji and the likes of you, who actually are in this space. A one session or a one webinar on a platform like MCube will not suffice the need. it has to be an ongoing learning, and I again would take you from my own profession. Talking about investments or financial mentoring or that is not just a one time conversation and fill it, shut it, and forget it. No, because these kind of initiatives or these kind of thoughts are not learned. They have to be, the person has to be mentored or coached to think in a different manner. You know,
Two big things, Ekta. One is sustainable menstruation and fashion. That's another topic by itself. So I'm not even going there, but you have to,
endless topics.
that is why I just said, let's just go to the bathroom, kitchen, and the house. And
Yes,
then
yes.
at some
Keep
point
on
in
going.
time, you have to think about, sustainable menstruation, because it's affecting health again, the plastic and the chemicals that are using in the sanitary napkins. So it's better to use a cup there. So that's in short. And plus, your closet, shop from your own wardrobe, for instance.
correct. Absolutely.
So that's it. That's 2 points I really wanted to
Carry
make,
on
because that's
cups.
another.
Possible carry on cups everywhere.
Yeah,
It's the best way.
actually,
It's the
You know,
actually,
best way.
it's very convenient. Being a runner, I'm saying that, that's my personal experience.
Yeah.
So I have been using cups for 2 years now. But then otherwise, running is so comfortable. On a like this last month, I ran on all my days with a cup. You don't feel, but yes, it has so happened. My daughter, who is 12, I don't know whether she's okay, don't or she's sitting up. No, so the thing is that people want that change to be happening. So she's just heard and she's saying, "Why are you telling that I want to use it?" But yes, it really makes a lot of difference. It is one thing is that you are making a change to the environment, but also at the same time it's very comfortable to be used. Yeah, but yeah, people have to start. It's a learning cycle. As everything is a learning cycle, and you have to start from somewhere.
absolutely. And I really urge
We are
people.
going to give this future generation also something. We have to leave behind something good. So we cannot just go on and on disturbing everything. So we have to recycle what we are using it. So it's definitely benefit for the next generation. We are wasting so much of water, so much of energies, everything. When natural calamities are happening so many. So it's better we recycle them and get that. Give something to our future kids. They can preserve that. They can at least think, they can thank us, that they have water to drink, good air to breathe
You're
in,
very right.
have
Absolutely.
something, that's very important. I think so.
Absolutely. And I think if this pandemic hasn't taught us that we really need to move from waste to wonder. If we cannot have a change in our mindset, then perhaps any, as Sangeeta was saying, that it should not come across that she's preaching or a Gyan session. No, no Gyan session is going to work until and unless there is an internal realization that yes, there is a problem that we are dealing with, and we have to work upon it to get a solution. And these solutions, I am sure, having heard Ela, Sangeeta, Shanti, and Binu, you have realized that these solutions are very, very simple and easy. Now, having heard Ela and Sangeeta so many times about don't throw the peel, by default, I have some 8, 10 bottles lying in my kitchen, and my peel is going there and water is being poured. And not only am I doing it, and Ela had shared once that at her parents' home, the driver saw this and he started to implement. My domestic help is also saying, so he will check with me just beforehand कि दीदी मैं ये फेंक दूं कि ये इसमें जाना चाहिए. So then I tell him अच्छा ठीक है ये नहीं जा सकता या ये इसमें जाना है. So if we make that chain, to break that earlier chain, only then something can happen. Otherwise, we can all continue to talk, come up with webinars and sessions and, write blogs and promote ourselves and do all that. But that change in the mindset is something that we all need to really think about. And we really thank our speakers that, you have got a lot of people thinking that indeed the waste to wonder has to happen. And it is not just a environment day or a earth day where we all come up, start, sharing our pictures that, oh, look, I'm planting a tree, or I'm doing something or the other. But it has to be a way of life. And I think, the inputs that all of you have given, with Dhruti joining in and sharing her inputs, indeed makes it more powerful to the concluding episode of Ways to Wonder. A lot to learn, action, and implement. And that can only happen if we are able to accept that we are going wrong somewhere. And no better time than now, where we are locked inside our house. In the last 1.5 years, COVID, cyclones, typhoons, earthquake, what was that, locust, focust, whatever, you name a thing, and we've all experienced it in these last 1.5 years. How much more? How much more? Pollution has been a problem. It's a perennial problem in any and every city. And of course, Delhi NCR perhaps topping the charts on that space. So I think it is important that we really think. And we have Anita Pai saying that all this needs real efforts to actually work and has to be done on a large scale to actually make a difference. I completely agree with you, Anita. What you're saying is absolutely right. And I personally feel that that change can only happen when we as parents make a conscious effort, teach our children, the future generation, the importance of all these things, because children will walk the talk. As Sangeeta mentioned, Binu also mentioned, Dhuti just shared a live example that, her daughter is willing to accept that change. She's willing to accept it because her mother has accepted that change. So it's a chain effect. So only then can that make. Sangeeta, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I'm just saying it. Yes, you may need on a large scale, but don't forget the power of one. You started, you made a difference. Forget about it. Then the other person, they're on another journey, but you started. If you also don't start it, then we are doomed. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are very happy to share that ELA had conducted a workshop on World Environment Day for children, and there were about 40 children who each of them planted two small plants in their home. She taught them how they can do that. So effectively, 70 plants were sowed that day, and these kids are taking care of them. They are understanding the nurturing concept, how to do it. She even taught them how to make those home fertilizers by using all the peels and things like that. And the kids really enjoyed it, and they are using it. We get messages from these children, and mind you, these children are not just children who come from educated families. These are children who come from humble backgrounds also. So we have to go at the grassroots level.
Correct.
Perhaps the grassroots level already knows about all these things. Every time I cut my hand, I don't reach out to a band-aid. I reach out to haldi. Immediately it stops the blood flow. But because we never were
Put
made
ice
to
on
use
it.
it,
First thing is put ice on it. The first thing the clot. If you have a cut or any injury, put ice. That's a
ice,
direct.
yes. But even a haldi, if you put it in a
Mm.
second or so, the blood immediately stops. And plus, it has a healing power. We
Yeah.
all had haldi wala doodh and things like that. So I think let's all consciously work towards that change, and you be that change. And I agree with Sangeeta that you do what you have to do. People will soon follow you. You don't follow anyone, but let people follow you, and that's when the change makers will actually stand out. And thank you so much, Binu, Sangeeta, Shanti, Ela, for sharing your insights all about waste to wonder, how beautifully things can be created out of waste, how we can protect the people who manage the waste by doing simple, things, by just washing that packaged material so that they don't we don't pass on those chemicals to them and the environment. So thank you so much. A lot of takeaways. And as a gesture from our end, we just wanted to present you with a certificate, a token of gesture from our end for being the valuable speakers on MCube. And both Ela and I, as the co-founders for MCube, extend our heartfelt gratitude. And We would, love that you keep sharing your inputs with us so that that continuity is there and we can collectively work towards the change in the mindset and, work towards the mission of MQ, which is money, mentoring, and motivation. And that is needed for each one of us at every and any stage of life. So allow me to just share my screen and present. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
So Sangeeta, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is very sweet.
Okay, I will be sharing these certificates with all of you. Thank you so much. And you've been there for both the sessions and always been sharing insights. Every time I think of Swachh Bharat mission, to me, Sangeeta comes to mind. She came to rescue me also when I was in a difficult spot with regards to this. But thank you so much. Really, this really means a lot. Dhruti saying,
Yeah, Akhta just wanted to add that is Dr. Sangeeta Venkatesh.
yes, my apologies. I will correct that.
That's okay.
Yes. Thank you, Dhruti, for pointing that out. We
That's okay.
learn.
That's okay.
शांति जी, थैंक यू सो मच. आपने हमें बहुत सुंदर तरीके से बताया कि कैसे हम अपनी कपड़ों की कतरन से, अखबार से सुंदर सुंदर बैग्स बना सकते हैं, पेन्स बना सकते हैं. वो राखी बना रही हैं और भी कई चीजें करती हैं. एंड उनके इस इनिशिएटिव से वेस्ट टू वंडर तो हो ही रहा है, बट वो काफी महिलाओं को भी एम्प्लॉयबल बना रही हैं अपने एनजीओ के माध्यम से. और कई इवेंट्स में वो पार्टिसिपेट करती हैं. कुछ कंट्रीज में भी उनका सामान जाता है. तो आप बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही हैं और अपनी नॉलेज और अपना इनिशिएटिव के बारे में हमारे साथ शेयर करने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. एंड ऑफ कोर्स बीनू, thank you so much. Binu was with us on Yoga Day also, where she shared about the importance of yoga in life. She's a very multi-talented lady, and having experienced her own share of aches and pains, she has found out natural ways to lead a life, and we can see how lovely she looks and how young she looks at the age she is.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Every time I see her,
I'm humbled.
every time I see her, I also want to, have this beautiful hair because I have very thin and scanty hair. And I'm going to definitely reach out to you also, Binu. And please keep sharing the amazing insights that you are already doing on MQ. They're really valuable. So thank you so much, everyone. And thank you to our audience, participants on Zoom and Facebook. Soon this video will also be available on our YouTube channel. The earlier one is already there. If you feel somebody needs to be mentored and coached about ways to wonder, please feel free to share these, and we would be very happy. And I think we will all be the change makers. So once again, thank you so much on behalf of Ela and myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care, everyone. Be safe.